Yes, we go with best media innovation, digital, multiple platforms, uh, and presentation durations will be 7 minutes. Uh, First presentation is from Cadbury Silk, Silk Unforgettable Love Tips.
Hey, hi, Nitin. Yes. Let me just share my screen.
Yes,
Is my screen visible?
yes,
Yes.
Are you able to see the notes or you just able to see
no,
the?
we can just see the full screen.
Okay, I'm ready to start. Yeah.
All right, your time starts now. All the best.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Krishna Raj, aka Raj. I'm here to talk about a campaign that redefined Valentine's Day forever. I just wanted to do sorry, a vibe check around Gen Zs to see how many of these Gen Z's term from the Gen Z lingo do you actually recognize. Obviously, we can't do all of them. Riz is in short charisma, basically people like me who have that charismatic attitude. Situationship is not like friendship, but it's obviously not like a relationship. Simp is someone who tries too hard to impress the other person, just like all of us who are presenting and simping for that MV trophy. And BAE or BAE stands for the people who are like best friends and they come before anyone else. BAE is also a term that sums up really well with Gen Zs and Silk. Silk as a brand has always been synonymous with love and Valentine's Day for the Gen Zs. By asking them, how far will you go for love? The message has resonated extremely well for the brand as we have continued to dial up on the same and kept asking Gen Zs year after year with their innovative ways to help them go far for love. However, it's just not us who has evolved. With us, Gen Zs have evolved too, and so have their definitions of everything from friendship to love. Gen Zs being the most digitally active generation, their average screen time goes over 8 hours a day, which is resulting into unreal influence of influencers. Even in love, the relationships have become situationships, giving it a very fluid definition. But everything has a price, and Gen Zs are paying a heavy one, as they have their challenges of their own. The always connected generation lives under the constant pressure of comparison. And to add to that, the low self esteem and unrealistic expectations by trying to emulate their favorite influencers. And finally, the fluid definitions of romance lead to heartbreaks, which makes them fear rejections. And most of them are not even ready to face it. As a brand that has always stood for the expression of healthy love, we decided to do our bit for the Gen Zs. But the easiest way to get ghosted by a Gen Z is to give them an unsolicited advice, and they really hate it. However, there is a time in the year they are actually looking out for advices and tips, which is obviously Valentine's Day. We see that Gen Zs go crazy for searching for tips to make their Valentine's Day special and unforgettable. And that is where Silk came into the picture, presenting Silk Unforgettable Love Tips. We communicated with Gen Z when they are actually more receptive, when they are and leverage faces who influence them to talk to them in what they are seeking. Or Gen Z's lingo, we communicated with them in their zone by bringing in the risk and match their vibe. And we also bought the magic ally by personalizing the entire experience. We not only personalize the communication via various variety of influencers, but also had the best in class data practices to personalize the landing page, the purchase journey, and our tailor-made data collection efforts that enrich the first-party data for deeper targeting in our future campaigns. Here is the glimpse of the overall campaign.
Every year as Valentine's Day nears, a crazy search begins for dating tips, gifting tips, and proposal tips. But no one prepares these young hearts for rejection. This leads to obsessive behavior and unhealthy love. Cadbury Silk, the chocolate that stands for young love, wanted this Valentine's Day to be about healthy love. Cadbury Silk presents Unforgettable Love Tips. We introduced a special silk pack. You could scan this pack to hear unique romantic tips from Gen Z's favorite creators, but with a twist.
Do you want to make the cutest proposal? Choose a super unique message and place it on one of their favorite things. But wait, what if they say no to your proposal? It'll hurt, but here's a way to cope with that.
Surprise them with your moves by learning the tango or the salsa to their favorite songs. But wait, what if they don't want to dance with you? Feel like insisting on that dance? Here are some ways they'll help you see why you shouldn't.
We matched every romantic tip with a tip to handle rejection with the help of Minds Foundation, a mental health NGO for young adults. Using social listening tools, we deployed the curated love tips and healthy love tips across cohorts, across 200 plus cities, with an extensive awareness campaign. This Valentine's Day, Cadbury Silk is making Gen Z see that nothing is more romantic than respecting consent and boundaries. Because Cadbury Silk believes
Only healthy love
Only healthy love is true love.
Cadbury Silk, unforgettable love tips.
The campaign was a huge success, attracting 7.7 million visitors to the microsite, generating over 500,000 healthy love tips, and an engagement rate twice the industry benchmark. We also collected 1.75 million first-party data, which we could leverage for the future campaigns. The campaign did wonders for the brand, with 30% jump in the spot awareness and 8% jump in the consideration scores, with 2.1x lift in the message association. The campaign saw 22% growth in the pack sales and 15% jump in the revenue, clocking the biggest ever Valentine's Day for Silk. But most importantly, we could contribute our bit in driving the culture of healthy love among Gen Zs and introduce a new term to the Gen Z lingo, that is healthy love. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next presentation is Apple.
Yep, I'll just share my screen.
Okay.
Just a second. Cool. Can I start?
Yes, you can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, let me take you through the journey of how Apple made an entire film on an iPhone and launched it full Bollywood style. But before we move into it, let us see what the campaign achieved for the brand. We saw a 23% point increase in brand consideration amongst the competition users. Along with it, 89% of the viewers that were exposed to the campaign believed that an iPhone can actually make a movie. And that's not all. The campaign also helped in increasing profits and revenue for the brand. Now, moving back to our journey, our brief was pretty clear. We wanted to establish iPhone as the best camera phone in the country, and we wanted to break through the clutter. We wanted to introduce the film on a large scale and infuse it into the cultural landscape of our country. Our inspiration was Apple's brand value in itself. Apple has consistently ignited our imagination and established standards for creating something iconic. For this, we joined forces with the renowned filmmaker Vishal Bhardwaj, who is a highly awarded storyteller. And the outcome was Fursat, a 30 minutes long feature film shot entirely on an iPhone 14 Pro. All we wanted was our audience to say, wow, this Bollywood film was shot entirely on an iPhone. Our media strategy was to launch Fursat like a Bollywood blockbuster. For this, we capitalized on three key pillars: credibility, talkability, and premiere. To build credibility, we had to launch the film at scale into culture and inspire the audience with what iPhone can do. Vishal Bhardwaj's vision, lyrics by Gulzar, choreography by Shamak Dawar helped in building instant talkability. Along with this, the trailer was launched on Hotstar to legitimize the launch like a true Bollywood release, and it being one of the biggest OTT players in the country. And it was launched on YouTube to drive scale. This was followed by promos on IMDb and social media because that is where our audience lives. With song releases on Spotify, just like any other Bollywood film, keeping in mind our vision, which led to the big release through cinema, YouTube, and Hotstar. It generated a lot of positive reviews and reactions from our audience. We made sure that this Bollywood style extravaganza reaches to a far wider audience through various online and offline channels. Now, let's sit back in Fursat and enjoy the iPhone experience live in action.
Once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it, you can influence it, you can build your own things that other people can use.
From time immemorial, Apple has always sparked imagination and defied conventions. So when we had to launch iPhone 14 Pro in India that claimed to revolutionize mobile photography, we had to think different. The new iPhone 14 Pro didn't just produce great quality videos, it created cinema. And that was the magic word for us. Everyone knows that India and Bollywood have a deep connection. So we decided to launch the new iPhone Bollywood style. Instead of going old school with product and specs as the hero of our ad film, we took a bold step of bringing in one of the biggest filmmakers of India to shoot his next film on the new iPhone itself. And then we let our hero do all the talking.
Show me how it works.
Shot on iPhone campaign took a whole new turn. The cinematic experience not only caught India's attention but also got Tim Cook talking, reaching 1.5 million people. This innovative film didn't just captivate the Bollywood enthusiasts but also the attention of big cinematographers, sparking massive organic buzz. Apple's iPhone 14 Pro camera proved its prowess and changed the game altogether, earning a space amongst the best cameras in the world and finding its mention on film platforms like IMDb, a first in its category. This Bollywood saga got people talking beyond borders.
Wow, that's pretty wild, dude. I mean, the scale of this for something this big to be shot on iPhone? Yeah.
iPhone did what no one had done before. We didn't say our camera is the best. We actually made the best use of it. And well, the results say it all. 86% of users were aware that the film was shot on iPhone. 91% competition category users got inclined towards learning more about iPhone camera features. And plus 12 pp were significantly more likely to believe our product features superiority in low light. Apple now dominates the luxury phone market in India with 63% market share in this category. Fursat is not just any film created on a phone. It's a celebration of cinema, shot and released just like any feature film, be it in the theaters or OTT platforms. Garnering 410 million views through Disney Plus Hotstar and YouTube film release across edits. Director Vishal Bhardwaj and lead actor Ishan's social media following led to 57.3 million reach. Broad-based reach through TV, connected TV, outdoor ads across 8 metro captured the pulse of the audience. The film took the center stage in a grand launch across premier cinema chains like PVR, Inox and Mirage across metro cities. Relevant associations through review and ticketing platforms like Book My Show and IMDb attracted an incremental 10 million audience to Fursat release.
So please watch the film if you haven't already. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation is Cadbury Dairy Milk.
Hi everyone, I am just sharing my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Can I start?
Yes, you can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me take you all on a Shankipta Jatra, a short journey with my presentation today. A journey of weaving chocolates into the rich and sweet tapestry of West Bengal culture. We all know how Bengalis have a deep sweet tooth. No wonder Bangla ekte mishti bhasha. While traditional mishtis like Rasgulla and Sandesh hold a special place, their attitude towards chocolates can be a little complex, as chocolates can sometimes seen as foreign invaders. This posed as a tough challenge for Cadbury Dairy Milk. While we saw remarkable growth across the country, CDM's own sales in West Bengal remained sluggish. But wait, to satisfy Bengal's sweet tooth with chocolates was a tall order for the entire chocolates category. Cadbury Dairy Milk, being the market leader, had to do something about it. So, we identified two key brand tasks. One, to nudge Bengalis towards adopting chocolates despite their existing love for local mishtis, and in doing so, two, strengthen its own growth in the market. Sweets, football, music, food are some of the things that inspire and interest Bengalis. We decided to ignite two important sensories of Bengalis: taste and engaging audio, paving a way for fusion of traditional and modern in sweets and songs. We turned local sweetsmiths into our brand ambassadors to skillfully create beloved local mishtis with the rich flavor of chocolate. We also harped on Bengal's love for music to influence their sweet preference and promote our mishtis. Unearthing traditional folk songs, we recreated them with a modern twist, just like we did with the mishtis. Presenting Cadbury Dairy Milk Gane Mishti Folk Fusion. Let's have a look at how it all unfolded.
5 regions geographically identified based on their vivid distinctions. 5 different folk genres and regionally popular songs from these 5 regions were selected for Cadbury Dairy Milk Gane Mishti Folk Fusion. Music maestros, with their magical touch, recreated folk songs belonging to varied genres like Bhawaiya, Alkab, Jhumur, Bhatiali, and more with modern musical instrumentation. Popular and celebrated singers of Bengal lent their voice to these melodies, making them sweeter. The fusion songs, replete with distinct cultural flavors, took YouTube by storm in no time, while the melodies engrossed the audience. The Mishti shops melt hearts with Cadbury fusion creations of traditional Mishtis like Lal Mohan, Roshokodambo, Mecha Sandesh, Shorpuria, Jal Bhora, Baborsha, Moa, and more. And experienced the flavors of sweetness. Consumers relished, engaged, and also spread the word. People poured in numbers to the Mishti shops. The creators of Cadbury Fusion Mishtis and their creations were judged by eminent personalities. The long-term contributions of the karigars of Mishti shops, the main force behind, were also brought into limelight. The entire campaign culminated into an extravaganza of music and Mishtis. A platform where the creators and their creations were honored. Cadbury Gane Mishti Folk Fusion, for the first time ever, brought together the hidden gems from across Bengal on one platform.
As you may have noticed in the AV, we received a lot of on-ground engagement. However, the shift in media was with more than 85% of Bengali population consuming content digitally, our media approach leveraged the scale and reach of digital. Having created this enormous activation, it was time to get Bengal addicted to these Cadbury-infused Mishtis. We leveraged these platforms with best-performing assets to drive awareness and to drive tempt for consumers to buy Mishtis. With more than 20 million Bengalis on YouTube, 5 famous folk songs of West Bengal were composed with modern fusion and promoted on YouTube as long format content to create awareness about the activity. More than 30 million Bengalis opened Meta at least 10 times a day, and hence, shorter format videos on Meta were used to grab and hold attention. The assets redirected the audiences to Mishti shops across states, driving footfall to the stores. We collaborated with multiple influencers, handpicked basis their regional relevance, and the word spread like wildfire, tempting Bengalis to try Cadbury Mishtis. Our strategy shifted with the audience shift from traditional to digital.
Last minute.
We leveraged the strengths of each platform to effectively communicate our message. And through this, we not only created awareness, but also pulled the audiences back to on ground, creating a full circle. The folk fusion frenzy reached 12 million Bengalis. With a whooping 70% VTR, we garnered 9 million views. Our Dairy Milk Care, Mishti Choryache, and the sweetness of Dairy Milk spread, with sales increasing by 25% and penetration spiking by 3.8%. A phenomenal achievement as this was higher than all India levels. With all these results, we were able to seamlessly blend in both their Mishtis and culture, thus receiving love and acceptance from Bengal. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation is Sprite.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
I'm sure you all must have heard of a genie in a bottle, right? But सिर्फ genie नहीं, jokes भी bottle में आते हैं. Surprised? Don't worry, by the end of the presentation, I'm sure you won't be. Gen Z today are living in a world that is more heated than ever before. Be it traffic jams, bad roads, or horrible weather, everything seems to be stressing them out. Research has proved that 85% Gen Zs resort to humor during the stressful times. We also found out that when on-the-go consumption of memes and jokes on social media has become their coping mechanism. So, how did Sprite make use of these insights? Simple, we removed the genie and added a joke. Capitalizing on the fact that comedy has the power of changing human moods, Sprite launched its first ever comedy portal, Joke in a Bottle, and the Sprite pack became the ultimate heat hack. The journey to this heat hack was pretty straightforward. Scan karo, joke suno. Users could scan the QR code on the bottle to access hundreds of jokes across the languages. Driven by Gen Z's consumption habits and their platform preferences, our campaign framework was built upon the elements of content, community, and commerce. At the heart of our plan lay content, the cornerstone that set the stage for laughter. we partnered with the Kapil Sharma show on one of the biggest OTT platforms. A series of well-known comic influencers created a laugh right on social media. Comedy channels on YouTube were also being taken over by Sprite. We cooked up a storm on audio platforms, yes, on all the audio platforms, serving personalized experiences to the consumer facing heat in their day-to-day life. Sprite revamped the transactions, the Paytm transactions, into fun encounters with some custom jingles. And to top it off, we snuck in some hilarious banners on the post-transaction screen, because why not add a laugh to your purchase? On this note, let's take a quick look at our AV to see the scale of our execution.
ये लो स्प्राइट। हाँ, पियो और ठंड रखो। कपड़े क्या दोबारा धुल जाएंगे, मैं धो के दे दूंगा तुम्हें। ये भी ठीक है।
Feels good.
स्प्राइट बॉटल खरीदिए, स्कैन करिए, जोक सुनिए, अनड्रग स्प्राइट।
Feels good.
Well, I guess now we all will agree that comedy is a serious business. But don't just take my word for it. आप भी इस QR कोड को स्कैन करिए और WhatsApp पर इंस्ट्रक्शंस फॉलो करके एक कपिल शर्मा का जल्दी से एक जोक सुनिए। Maybe you are heated at this moment. मैंने भी स्कैन किया है। And ये जोक सुनिए।
Sprite presents jokes in the bottle. दिल्ली में स्मॉग इतना हो गया है कि मैं पापा की उस पेंट से पैसे चुरा रहा था जिसके अंदर पापा भी थे।
Last minute.
Sprite.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And next presentation is Bonveda.
Yeah. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm just sharing my screen. Just a second. Is my screen visible?
Can see a blank screen.
Yeah, it's blank. So
Okay.
you're not able to see any notes, right?
No.
Okay, just want to check. Yeah. A very good afternoon to everyone. I'm Sonali Patkar, and I'm here today to take you through Cadbury Bournvita's highly successful and widely talked about campaign. But before that, I want you to have a look at these visuals. Seems weird, right? I'm sure, just like me, most of you must be bothered to see these products placed in corners where they don't belong at all. Why is it that we are bothered by this mismatched Bournvita packaging on random products, but when it comes to our children, we have different sentiments? In India, over 82% of parents force their kids towards a particular profession, often ignoring their natural inclination and their true potential. Kids are often unable to withstand this constant parental pressure, and 1 in every 4 children between the age of 13 to 15 is experiencing depression today, with forced careers being one of the most common reasons in our country. Unlike its competitors who focus on functional benefits of their products, Bournvita had differentiated itself through its thought-provoking messaging and modern take on parenting. But with increasing competition in the malted drink space, our brand faced dipped growth and consideration scores. Hence, it became more and more important for the brand to strengthen its bond with parents. Recognizing the pressing need of the hour, Bournvita wanted to empower parents to free their children from the burden of forced career choices and encourage them to embrace their child's potential. Instead of just launching a long video and focusing on the storytelling aspect of having faith in children, Bournvita decided to actually walk the talk, introducing Bournvita's Forced Pack, a bold step of transforming its jar to packs that resembled daily household products. With a brand campaign so bold, media strategy also had to be equally unconventional. Hence, the media approach was to build intrigue and shock the parents by serving forced ads with forced packs. With the help of data-driven signals, social listening tools, we seeded our ads and content around keywords and conversations where no parent would expect us. Let me show you a glimpse of our campaign.
Isn't it nice to be looking at ideas from around the world? Isn't it nice that your parents didn't stop you from following the career of your choice? Unfortunately, for millions of Indian kids, that's not the case. In India, many parents try to dictate the career their kids should follow, disregarding the natural potential. Cadbury Bournvita, India's most loved milk drink for children, wanted to send an unforgettable reminder against forcing kids. So we decided to do the unthinkable. We took the iconic Bournvita jar, found in every Indian household, and forced it to be something shocking. A glass cleaner, an egg carton, a soap box, a toilet cleaner, a tissue box, cooking oil, a ketchup bottle, face cream. Bournvita presents Forced Packs. Each pack contained a message difficult to forget.
These Bournvita packs were forced to be something they are not meant to be, like millions of kids who are forced against their natural potential.
We sold the packs in supermarkets and on a microsite. Parents bought it, teachers bought it, some even bought it to check if they were real. From personal stories of woes to raising a call for change to competition applauding us. From PTAs in schools to pledges, the forced packs became a symbol against forcing kids across households. Be what you're meant to be, not what you're asked to be.
In addition to hijacking searches and conversations on the internet, we extended our reach to our first-party audiences through emailers and WhatsApp. Also collaborated with eminent mommy influencers to strike the right emotional chord with parents. Tied up with marketing publications and PR publications to create striking and engaging content for the parents. And on Children's Day, Bonvita unveiled a thought-provoking film that aimed to inspire parents to reconsider their thought process. With our campaign, we truly leveraged every touchpoint and platform in the digital ecosystem to make an impact on the minds of parents. We created intrigue, amplified the case video, and built strong talkability around the campaign. It did make us think twice, though, before we executed this campaign. However, sticking our ground yielded great results. Through a multi-platform digital presence, we successfully reached 37 million parents in our key markets. This bold campaign garnered a lot of love and applause, with 58% positive mentions across platforms and earned PR worth 9 million rupees. As a result, Bonvita experienced significant uplift of 2 points in consideration scores, 3 points in brand imagery scores, and a 15% growth in volume sales. Bonvita ने तो सबको दिखा दिया why it's time to use #faith and not force with your kids. Now it's in your hands to determine the kind of parent you aspire to be.
I want to become a wildlife photographer.
Thank you. Next presentation is CocaCola.
Can we start?
Yes, you can start.
Initially, we all thought this time Emvies presentation will happen in person. Don't we all feel the energy is a bit ecstatic when the meetup is IRL and not URL? Hi, I'm Akshriti, and today I'll take you through a magical story of meetups with Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola historically has always stood for togetherness. With the global philosophy of real magic, we at Coke truly believe that magic happens when we come together. And this real magic of togetherness in India comes in full form during festivals. Like Diwali for us is not just a festival, but a celebration to coming home for Indians. But in the last few years, this togetherness have been dimmed to WhatsApp messages, rather just forwards, and COVID only accelerated this dimness. And when the country saw full ease of movement, Coke decided to revive the festive spirit of togetherness and launched a campaign emphasizing the magic of physical connections. Our strategy was to ignite the real meetups with the provocation of Milke Hi Manegi Diwali. This Diwali from Coke's POV had to be the meet and not just greet. We designed a campaign that ran on 3 pillars: provoke, converse, and support over course of 4 weeks leading up to Diwali. But for such a provocative brand, say, Coke needed to have an equal strong brando, and the brando had to be intrinsic to the product. A personalized Coke that was built on near-field communication technology that only opens when the recipient and the sender meet.
This lock bottle became an invitation for celebration in real life.
ये लॉक्ड कोक गले मिलके ही खुलेगा. Send a locked coke invitation at coketohome.com.
While we were provoking the users to meet in real life, we are also cognizant of the fact that they spend all their time on digital. So we had to find the avenues and engage with them in the moment that mattered. Based on our audience first planning, we decoded right before the festive period on not where, but how they are spending time on digital ecosystem. And we realized that there was a huge surge in people making online greetings, small orders on FSAs, and subscription plus time spent on OTT was increasing. So we strategically deployed our assets to respond to this behavior. We reached out across media touchpoints, including but not limited to Meta, YouTube, app-based marketing, personalized and contextual rich media via lock screen at glance, OTT, and digital out of home to inform and engage millions of Indians with not just greet but meetup communication. Social media was more than just serving ads, and Reel for us was more than just product integration. We had to mirror the short video platform user behavior. We used the power of influencers to start the conversation. Today, users follow influencers and are very much aware on what's happening in their real life scenarios. So we had to activate the story that had to be authentic and that captured the real connection. For example, when top influencer Ayush sent the Coke bottle to her friend, he was actually meeting her after a gap of 2 years and not just for reels. And 9 more such magical stories of meetup was captured by Coke. Let me show you an AV that captures the scale of our campaign.
ये सिर्फ गिली के साथ खुलेगा.
ताना बाना मुझे खींचे, ताना बाना मुझे खींचे, ताना बाना मुझे खींचे, कहना है मिलके.
मैं चाहता हूँ आप भी अपने दोस्तों को इसी तरीके से इनवाइट करिए कोको कोला फिल्टर यूज करके.
कहना है मिलके, गले मिलके कह देंगे सब कुछ हम कह देंगे, गले मिलके कह देंगे सब कुछ हम कह देंगे. डिंग डंग डिंग डारी डिंग डिगा डिंग डंग डिंग डारी डिंग डिगा डिंग डंग डिंग डारी डिंग डिगा डिंग डंग डिंग डिंग डंग डिंग डारी डिंग डिगा डिंग डंग डिंग डारी डिंग डिगा डिंग डंग डिंग डारी डिंग.
Last 1 minute.
मैंने उसे गिफ्ट भेजा है. ये बॉटल सिर्फ दादी के साथ खुलेगी. मजा
इस बार गले मिलके कहो हैप्पी दिवाली. कोका-कोला.
I cannot stress enough on how exciting executing this idea was for all of us. And when we saw our campaign listed as a marketing case study in top universities, That's the feeling I would say sums up what real magic is all about. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation is Cadbury Oreo.
Yes. Guys, do let me know if you can see my screen and my voice is audible.
Yes, we can see. We can hear you.
Gosh, that would be awkward otherwise.
Can you please share the computer sound?
Yeah. Is my presenter view visible?
Yes, it's visible, but please share the computer sound.
Okay.
Share the computer sound. Can you please share the presentation once again? While sharing the presentation itself, you will be finding an option to share the computer sound.
Just give me a second.
When you do share, just click on share computer sound on the bottom left in Zoom.
Can't get awkward than this. Is it any better?
Yes.
Awesome. So hello, good afternoon, jury members. I'm Hitesh Sachinandani, and today I'm going to take you through how Oreo helped India revive its playfulness. But ये सब बात करने से पहले, let me ask you a few questions. Have you ever tried explaining someone how you spilled water directly below your pant zipper? Anyone? Or give a speech to your employees about no appraisals this year, even though you got one? बस ये awkward shanti. India, a country with 2 billion population and 22 official spoken languages. Yet, when it comes to uneasy situations, there's only one language. Like this room, awkward silence. Official nahi hai, but unofficially, awkwardness is a widely spoken language. It's universal and people of all ages experience it. Oreo, a legacy brand and once a top-of-mind choice for consumers, was facing challenges in a highly penetrated but a cluttered market. We soon realized India was losing its playfulness, something that the brand strongly stood for. Our aim was to stand out of the clutter. So Oreo, a brand that usually converses with millennials, decided to expand its marketing universe and reinvent a media strategy that's tailor-made for a new set of audience, the Gen Zs. When Indians felt at a loss of words, Oreo decided to give the people of India the right playful words by bridging India's awkwardness with AI and machine learning. Introducing Say It With Oreo, a limited edition Oreo pack with each cookie embossed with an alphabet letter. We soon realized to find the right playful words, we needed to find a playful voice, and thus began our quest with news portals. Want to see how and who helped India revive its playfulness? Let's find out.
The world has so much to say. But hey, sometimes we feel too awkward to say anything.
How do I tell my parents I got a tattoo?
How do I tell my spouse I forgot our anniversary?
How do I tell my boss I want a raise?
Clearly, the world is running out of words. So we found someone who never struggles with words and replies, Farhan Akhtar, and created a pack of playful words. Presenting Say It With Oreo. We spent hours recording Farhan Akhtar's voice and created a voice bank that captured his words, pronunciation, and emotions. We then used AI to analyze our data submission and collaborated with the leading voice generative AI platform to clone his voice. But that wasn't the toughest part. We identified every tough conversation and trained machine learning to answer every question. We finally created a platform where people were able to say the things that they struggled to say. Just type in your awkward questions and get a response in Farhan's voice.
I had a penny for every time I asked you to return my money. I would be rich. So, give me my money, give me my money, give me my money, give me my money, give me my money.
How do I tell my partner that I don't like their cooking? Your cooking is the real deal.
the only taste that helps me lose weight. Because that's the only way I would have skipped a meal.
So, the next time when you're at a loss of words, just say it with Oreo.
Now begins the real media disruption. हमें पता था awkward conversation इंडिया के हर घर में है. So to reach out a wider audience, we leveraged the widest reach providers, YouTube and Hotstar. We ambushed India's WhatsApp conversation and turned every speechless response like and K's into playful ones. Our tech soon caught the attention of famous celebrities like Ritesh Deshmukh, Zakir Khan, who needed a playful escape from their everyday awkward conversation. We became the first brand whose AI tech featured on Kenny Sebastian's podcast and RVCJ's YouTube web show. वैसे gravity Newton ने निकाली या Nolan ने? Because when Gen Zs were talking about Oppenheimer, we dropped the real marketing bomb by contextualizing our communication in sync with the movie in 500 plus movie halls. While the campaign was ongoing, we studied India's awkward questions in real time to strategically retarget them on digital mediums in a playful way. It was like having a real-time conversation with the entire country. The fun didn't stop there. We made use of this real-time data and put hoardings with the awkward questions India wanted answers to. In real time, we used this data and strategically placed contextual banners at corporate parks and metros, making them even more relevant and engaging. We also made the biggest media crossover by integrating our AI on leading TV and live radio show. This led to creation of memorable experiences and established strong personal connections for both sets of audiences. So what made our campaign unique? Tech, where AI wrote real-time responses, cloning Farhan's voice. Real-time optimization by analyzing data and questions that were posted on the website. And lastly, personalization, wherein every question received a unique and a playful response. What started as business pressure only turned into playful business. As a result, the campaign achieved a whopping 180 million reach, along with lots of consumer love pouring in. 2.1 million users lauded the campaign on social media. Brand interactions on the microsite were 1.8 million, and brand Stoma rose
Last
from
1
50
minute.
to 20, with 20% uplift in sales. And who pays for PR when the campaign can get organic PR? Now that we bridged awkwardness and playfulness, our next mission is to bridge the gap between Andheri East and Andheri West flyover. इस प्लग के लिए तो अलग ही अवार्ड डिजर्व करता हूँ. क्यों फरहान?
पक्का पक्का.
Thank you.
Thank you. And next presentation is Spotify.
Hello, are you able to see me and hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's start.
Yes,
So-
you can start now.
Yes. Hey everyone. Welcome to this MV special prep episode where we are going to dive deep into Podcast Pisuna by Spotify. It was a movement that got India to begin learning from podcasts and increase listenership on Spotify. All this while being the first brand in India to do a long-term trend jacking campaign. Here's how it went down. On the 3rd of September, Sheila opened up her Twitter app and went to the top trends of the day. She saw that Serena Williams was trending. Immediately, she clicked on the trend and saw, wait, Serena Williams retired? As Sheila scrolled through people's congratulatory messages, she saw it. A post by Spotify India, right at the top, with a link to a podcast where Serena talks about her life and journey, following closely on the heels of the announcement. And that was the trigger that got Sheila to listen to a new podcast that day. All of this started with a question in the Spotify offices. How do we increase listenership for podcasts on Spotify in India? India is the third largest podcast listening market, so finding that delta where listenership could increase was crucial. Intense research revealed that knowledge-based podcasts were not actively promoted by any player in the podcast space, and that was the category on which the next campaign would be pinned. After all, Spotify had thousands of podcast titles in genres like science, history, trivia, language, and personal finance, all waiting to be promoted to the right audience. And that's where Sheila comes in. Sheila represents the millions of Indians who are classified as self enhancement seekers, people constantly looking up news and information to indulge their interests and grow as a person. Articles, webinars, videos, papers, they consume it all, but they hadn't turned to podcasts on Spotify yet. So, what was going to convince them? Have you ever had a conversation with someone where they taught you something new? Your natural reaction is to ask them where they heard that. Ye tumne kahan suna? The answer to that question became the line that India would use all through the month of September. Podcast pe suna.
ये आपने कहाँ सुना? पॉडकास्ट पे सुना।
The direction was simple, unconventional, and purposeful. Every component did one of two things. Either position podcasts on Spotify as an effective means of learning, or help audiences realize that there was a vast plethora of titles that they could learn from. And to do either for such an evolved audience meant pushing the envelope beyond what Spotify usually did. Back at Twitter headquarters, the engineers were excited. They had just received a brief to activate a new trend spotting algorithm in India for the first time. This was going to help predict trends before they came on the national trending list. And they were about to use it for one of the world's biggest brands, Spotify. On the face of it, this activity seems simple enough. Predict a trend, suggest a podcast that would enhance the knowledge of that trend, success. But as the whole team sat around the table, the magnitude of the task was more apparent. The agency needed to completely immerse themselves in incredible volumes of content, news, and data to ensure that the podcast suggestion was always adding actual value to the evolved audience cohort. It was daunting, but not impossible. This experiment had some non-negotiables. One, the podcast had to always provide real value and insight to the audience. Two, posts needed to be up within 10 minutes of the trend hitting the national trending list. And three, the campaign needed to completely own days in September, like Teachers' Day and Engineers' Day, when this cohort would be actively consuming content. A thorough mind map ensured that every post did one of four things to give audiences more knowledge and insight. The 10-minute TAT was achieved with several practice runs and clear workflows between the agency, Twitter, and Spotify. A potent content mix addressed both planned and unplanned trends, especially the days associated with learning. Intense tagging of each episode within the Twitter dashboard summed up the extent of the preparation. Over the month of September, 67 planned and unplanned trends were used to share insightful and informative podcasts. Whether it was trivia about the first photograph ever made, news about the ozone layer, a speech by Charlie Chaplin, or a crash course in Korean, Twitter heard it all. While this went on, other aspects of the campaign took flight. Spotify's regular music influencers didn't have much to say about learning and self-enhancement. This needed influencers who would lend natural credibility to the creative premise of Podcast Pisuna. Knowledge-based influencers made incredible reels talking about the stuff they heard on Spotify podcasts, dropping delicious nuggets of wisdom across multiple genres.
इंडियन हिस्ट्री पॉडकास्ट में मैंने सुना कि टीम इंडिया ने अपनी आइकॉनिक ब्लू जर्सी पहली बार 1985 में वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप ऑफ क्रिकेट में पहनी थी.
In another first for the brand, Spotify went to the professional platform LinkedIn. Here, thought leaders came through with their suggestions of podcast titles that helped them grow as a person. But there was one area yet to be covered: news. And the partner? InShorts. Learn Something New in Under 10 Minutes was a special curation of some of Spotify's best episodes, backed by gorgeous design and clever copy. It drew in curious learners onto the platform like bees to honey. Everyone's efforts were rewarded in the end. On Twitter, 67 planned and unplanned trends garnered 32 million impressions and 10.5 million reach. On Instagram, the 13 reels got saved a staggering 96,000 times, proving just how useful they were. Content got shared 42,000 times and garnered 319,000 engagements.
Last 1 minute.
And the InShorts intervention was hugely successful, with a 25% engagement rate. Daily active users increased by 2x, resulting in 70% incremental listeners, and monthly active users went up by 40%. This campaign delivered on both scale and disruption. The choice of media influencers and social platforms went against the typical music streaming app approach, and thorough preparation resulted in the flawless execution of a first in the country innovation. Curious India had finally begun turning to podcasts on Spotify to learn about the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation is Upstocks.
Hello, am I audible and is my screen visible?
Yes.
Just a minute. Yeah, we can start now.
Yes, you can start.
Apologies for the attire judges. कल के मैच के लिए अभी नेट प्रैक्टिस खत्म करके आया हूँ. सोचा थोड़ा बहुत आप लोग के सामने भी बैटिंग कर लेता हूँ. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karthik Prakash, and I'm here to tell you how Upstocks made a common man practice stock trading using cricket. इन्वेस्टिंग की दुनिया के एक महान दिग्गज ने कहा है, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. पर looks like इस कोड का मतलब इंडियंस ने उल्टा ही ले लिया. वो सोते ही रह गए पर अपने पैसों को उन्होंने काम पे नहीं लगाया. Because only 4% Indians actively invest in stock markets compared to other major nations where the numbers are much higher. The rest 96% of Indians are invested in safe options like FD, insurance, gold, to name a few. So now the question is, why just 4%? Well, इस सवाल का जवाब देने से पहले मैं भी आपसे एक सवाल पूछना चाहूंगा. Do these numbers make sense to you? Obviously not. And the same applies to an average Indian. However, it does make sense to an average investor in a stock market. But for an average Indian, the stock market could look overbearing and complex because it is filled with multiple graphs, data points, and complex terminologies. But there's one more thing that looks complex and overbearing, but Indians love it to the core. Just like stock trading, cricket too can look complex with its scores, run rates, strike rates, and other complex terminologies. However, every Indian easily understands the complex nature of the game with just one look at the scoreboard. In short, cricket was the perfect analogy to make stock trading look easy. So now the question was, how do we go about making stock trading look easy using cricket? Simple. We treated players like stocks and used IPL as the cricketing platform to help us in our mission. Upstocks' proposition, it's easy, start karke dekho, was brought to life with a multi-year plan. We started with theory by building the Upstocks Crick Index, a data-backed real-time index with simplified analytical understanding by drawing a parallel between cricket and stock market. While Upstocks Crick Index demystified the complexity of trading, it was time to put theoretical learning into practical application. Simple भाषा में बताए तो मैच के पहले नेट प्रैक्टिस तो बनता ही है ना बस. We developed Crick Exchange, a platform giving users the necessary net practice before they started their investing journey. Crick Exchange was designed to experience trading through 3 simple steps. Users could buy players to build a team just like how you buy stocks to build a portfolio. Users could trade players to understand the art of portfolio management. And then users could also analyze their own stocks, their individual performances to learn how individual stocks impact the overall profit and loss of their portfolio. And to give users a safe environment to practice trading without using their own money, we introduced a virtual currency called upruns. A starting corpus of 1,000 upruns was given to every player to start their trading journey on Crick Exchange. We use the power of digital media to reach dormant users and fence sitters in the following ways. Crick Exchange was one of the first ever app-integrated game into Upstocks, a trading app, to simulate an exchange-like environment. Live contextual banners and commentator mentions were triggered at high game points on the OTT broadcast, inciting users to log on to the Upstocks app and start earning more upruns now. The Upstocks Most Valuable Asset Award were given every match to players who scored most upruns, and these clips were further amplified across Upstock social media handles. On Upstock social media handles, we also ran regular contests to drive traction to Crick Exchange. Now let me show you how we made Crick Exchange come alive.
Crick Exchange, a self-learned trading platform built on a dynamic gaming engine that resembles real-time stock market simulation. A unique blend of cricket and trading in an interactive gaming format. This game was the gateway into the world of stock trading, where one could buy and sell players through virtual currency, just like a stock trade. The ratings of the players in the game were calculated based on their performances in live IPL season 2022 matches, just the way stock prices rise and fall in the stock markets. Through a collaboration between data analytics expert, gaming partner, Cricket Authority BCCI and official broadcaster, we captured captive cricket audiences by introducing the Upstock's Most Valuable Asset Award for players who scored the most up-runs on the Crick Exchange during the matches. The Crick Exchange became the official net practice trading platform for first-time investors and cricket fans.
So at the start of the campaign, a key tasks were to drive up brand awareness and consideration, to increase app user base, and to build a sustainable property that would make Upstock synonymous with ease and simplicity in trading. And here's how we stacked up against them. Crick Exchange ended up hijacking IPL and becoming the official net practice app for stock trading. Over 8.6 lakh users visited and interacted with Crick Exchange, out of which more than 30% were actively engaged, making teams, earning upruns and doing the trade. We even managed to reactivate over 1 lakh dormant users while also managing to onboard over 2 lakh new users on the Upstocks app. Furthermore, the idea echoed with juries across the world. Also, I would like to use this platform to mention the fact that this creative idea was born and bred completely in a media agency. So now coming back to Mr. Warren
Last 1 minute.
यार वो तो वॉरेन बफेट है यार, मतलब वो तो कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं. In my opinion, the only quote that should matter to us common Indians is चैन से सोना है तो अब जाग जाओ. Sorry guys, I knew you could literally hear the image, but I just couldn't resist myself. Thank you all. It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you. Next presentation is Cadbury Celebrations.
Let me know if I can start.
Yes, you can start.
India is a land full of festivals, more than any other in the world. Diwali, Rakhi, Christmas, and New Year's. These are some of the big ones that bring families and communities together. While every festival has its own way of celebration, there is one behavior that is common amongst them all. It's gifting. Exchanging gifts is a phenomena which we all have been indulging in for years, almost like a ritual. And then there is a box of assorted chocolates that has been an enabler in making all these moments a little extra meetha. Cadbury Celebrations. This has made Cadbury Celebrations synonymous with festive gifting over the years. However, our biggest strength has also been our biggest challenge. With almost 70% of sales coming in the festive periods, there is heavy reliance on these occasions, which are time-bound. This is where we saw the need to pivot from being just a festive gifting brand to an all-year-round gifting one. And to take this challenge, we conducted extensive consumer immersions, which revealed 3 potential occasions: anniversaries, birthdays, and professional achievements. And amongst the 3, with 65% of all-year-round gifting hinging on this one event, birthdays emerged as a clear winner, being relevant across age groups and with more repetitive in nature. This cleared out the path for Cadbury Celebrations to transition from being limited to community gift to expansion as a personal gift. A common phenomena across the globe is that there is only one birthday song with the same lyrics, with the same music, and the same tone. Keeping these insights in mind, we identified two key pillars to lay the foundation of a campaign: personalization and unique experiences. And to bind these two together, we wrote on the back of the most talked about thing on the planet, generative AI. And for the first time ever, anywhere in the world, we combined 4 generative AI tools: AI-generated lyrics, AI-composed music, AI-generated vocals, and real-time generation of personalized songs to create a platform that transforms the bland, templatized, and decades-old birthday song into a personalized experience, presenting to you Cadbury Celebrations' My Birthday Song. Now let's look at an AV that shows how revolutionary this idea really was.
There are 8 billion people in the world, but only one happy birthday song with the same lyrics and the same tune for everyone. Presenting Cadbury Celebrations' My Birthday Song, a personalized birthday song for everyone. We created this platform using 4 generative AI tools: AI-generated lyrics, AI-generated vocals, AI-composed music, real-time generation of personalized songs. Just scan a Cadbury Celebrations pack. Tell us a bit about the person you want to wish. Choose the AI-generated lyrics, singer and genre, and we'll create a birthday song that's all about them.
Like a king on the throne, happy birthday roll, you're the star.
टिंकू जी का बर्थडे, आईटी के हैं प्यारे, ऑफिस की आंख के तारे।
आज है दादी का बर्थडे, करेंगे हम सब मजे।
Happy birthday, Nishita, my star, keep shining no matter how far.
Birthdays are now all about feeling like a star. Speaking of which, Bollywood icon Karan Johar also made a song for superstar Kajol.
Happy birthday, hamari Bollywood queen.
Sweetest thing ever. Bollywood's biggest star Amitabh Bachchan praised the campaign on national TV.
Personalized birthday song Cadbury Celebrations के जरिए बनाया जा सकता है.
We made sure everyone remembers to make their loved one's birthdays special. The internet got talking and talking.
What really unique and different? So Cadbury Celebration has come up with something really interesting for birthday.
तेरे मीम के collections का लगेगा auction, चलो start करें birthday celebration. Happy birthday my best friend.
We can do something like this. We created quite a buzz. And people created over 1.2 million songs. The brand metrics skyrocketed, sparking an immediate inflection in business. The TVC had a breakthrough result. We created countless special moments, making birthdays in India truly personal and memorable. Cadbury Celebrations' My Birthday Song.
So with this tech in place, we got down to crafting our go-to digital marketing approach. We started by mapping out a typical birthday celebration journey, which became the bedrock for this campaign. Starting with discovery through integrated presence across all consumer touchpoints on digital media, creating bespoke content across major tentpoles on OTT platforms, creating contextual presence on online platforms where consumers shop for birthday-related items like cake and decorations. We even got involved in their conversations through keyboard integrations when consumers were exchanging birthday wishes on platforms like WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, and many more. And lastly, ending a celebrity-like experience on PVR Inox application, which our audience experienced on the big screen. By the end of the day, everyone got an experience which they proudly broadcasted on their personal social media. The campaign had groundbreaking results. 1.2 million
Last 1 minute.
generated, 8 million website views, 350 million views generated across the campaign, and we saw benchmarks of 50% above. This campaign also unlocked a hidden treasure of insights. The songs were created across age groups, from the young to the old. These insights will become the fuel for powering growth in the future of Cadbury Celebrations. We saw 99% positive sentiments and interaction drove. We also saw brand love increase by 24 points and business by 10%. This campaign is a masterpiece that continues to resonate long after the birthday candles are blown out, becoming self-sustaining with over 5,000 unique songs created every single day. बर्थडेज तो सबको अच्छे लगते हैं और जब कुछ अच्छा हो जाए तो कुछ मीठा हो जाए. So if you haven't tried it yet, scan the QR code on the screen and create your own unique song for your next birthday celebrations. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation is thumbs up.
Just give us a minute, we're setting it up.
Okay.
Hi, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Should I start?
Yeah, you can start now.
Thank you. With the explosion of cricket and fandom, we're seeing more and more fans looking for experiences that bring them closer to the action on the field. However, fans are always stuck on sidelines, be it watching the game on the screen or just treetops. As official ICC sponsors, Thumbs Up really wanted to build a truly disruptive way to watch cricket and enthrall a billion fans. But fans, data showed, were mobile first, always on, and frequently multi-screening, looking for unique content experiences. So Thumbs Up planned an innovative digital first, a never-before-seen stump cam content in ICC cricket that unlocked with a rupees 40 bottle. With a simple scan of the Thumbs Up bottle, fans could register to access stump cam, a camera placed right in the middle of the pitch for the most funny content ever. But to bring Stumpcam to the millions of cricket fans in this country, we needed to activate media touchpoints across the full consumer journey. Aimed to drive discovery, engagement, and registrations, we maximized brand connect with cricket in contextual moments. A planned media power play utilized cricket-centric platforms and social during live matches to generate visibility, while performance platforms and experiential partnerships drove convergence and engagement. We also connected with Gen Z cricket fans on Alexa Voice Tech. It was a first ever activation and surprisingly saw a 10x outperformance. We also grabbed on-ground attention with a 3D digital aerofoam and virtual reality games in over 31 cities. But to truly stand out, we needed to engage the fandoms on every social platform. Social thumbstoppers featuring players, cricket experts, and influencers dared fans to watch cricket from the wicket and experience the same thrill as players on field. An army of 60 plus influencers on IG, Twitter, Moj posted during and post-match to garner engagement and microsite visits. Real-time triggers also across digital platforms help drive registrations, igniting sales. Driving sustenance, we retargeted with AI-generated personalized content featuring Brett Lee. 160,000 real-time reminders were delivered via WhatsApp, driving repeat transactions around key matches. Well, dear judges, it's really time to fasten your seatbelts and let me take you to catch all the action.
वर्ल्ड कप तो पहले भी देखा होगा, पर कभी विकेट से क्रिकेट देखा है?
answers to thumbs up, stump cam, or dumb hair, do dekho, wicket say cricket.
स्टंप कैमरा व्यू है मतलब क्या? स्टंप कैम की तूफान विकेट से क्रिकेट तूफान स्टंप कैम से देखो.
Well, StumpCam was a star of the tournament with 11 million microsite visits and a 700% spike in engagement across social platforms. The activation not only strengthened Thumbs Up's association with cricket, but also set a new standard for integrating technology and sports entertainment. तूफान को कौन ही रोक सकता है? Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes. Our next presentation is Cadbury Gems.
Yes. Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. Can I start? Let me know when can I start.
You can start now.
1 second. Just give me 1 second. Hi. I would like you guys to meet my little nephew, Arush. Arush loves drawing. In this picture, he's showing off his new artwork he poured his heart into. His mom proudly displays his artwork on walls and refrigerators. And if we have any parents here watching this right now, I'm sure you would do that too. But let's be real. As life goes on, this artwork gets dumped into trash or on dusty shelves, giving them an unceremonious end. And you might look back one day and wish, only I could save those innocent memories. Cadbury Gems, a brand that stands for colors and musty, saw a multitude of new brands targeting kids that affected the preference for gems. Hence, we wanted to build trials and awareness to recruit new users. Could we try and preserve Arush's drawing forever? Something his parents always longed for. Maybe that would help gems regain the preference. And so, we used an emerging tech to tackle this. We modernized the art creation process by providing a medium to convert them into digital blockchains, NFT in just a click. While NFT could sound complicated for parents, it was just a simple 3-step process. That's it. And the kids just had to let their creativity come to life using colorful gems on their artwork. This digital art would be then displayed on the first ever online created gallery of NFTs created from kids' art. To do this, we partnered with Guardian Link to create an NFT ecosystem on our microsite to provide an immersive experience. This collaboration helped parents with seamless NFT creation process and zero technical intervention. We strategically selected media touchpoints to drive appeal among parents who are the key decision makers. We amplified the campaigns to create awareness among parents through high-reach platforms like Meta and YouTube and Instagram, which helped the campaign generate over excitement and buzz with help and garnered 100 million impressions on social media. We partnered with mom influencers and crypto influencers to create talkability and generate PR through Momspresso and Scoop Hoop, which spread the word like wildfire, reaching over 2 million moms across India through engaging posts, videos, and live sessions on WhatsApp communities. And then we activated the performance campaign to drive traffic and engagement on microsite through search, display, and social media, which saw a massive response of almost 2.3 lakh clicks to the microsite. And it didn't just end here. We used the emerging tech not for some flashy campaigns and short-lived trends, but to bridge the gap and empower the underprivileged children who needed it the most. And here's how we did it.
How did we turn kids' art into the world's longest running charity? Presenting Cadbury Gems Junior NFT. Parents from across the country sent us the kids' art, and we converted them into NFTs. Specially coded smart contracts on the Polygon blockchain made sure that whenever any of our NFTs were sold, the money went to the NGO Save the Children. Not just once. Every time our NFTs are sold, resold as many times every time. Making Cadbury Gems Junior NFT the world's longest running charity. Our NFTs were made available on a one-of-a-kind marketplace, made exclusively out of kids' art.
All of us can help contribute to this wonderful cause and
और ये सारी बातें जो इस initiative की world's longest running charity बना देती है. We were then invited to the prestigious India Art Fair, becoming their first branded NFT exhibit. Visited by thousands of art enthusiasts.
And the results delivered were phenomenal. The campaign worked well for the brand. Trials went up by 3.5 percentage points and spawned awareness went up by 7 percentage points. By the end of the campaign, we had 10,000 artworks uploaded by parents across India. We achieved 11% sales uplift, and most importantly, we raised 8 lakh rupees for charity, helping the underprivileged kids so that they can go to school and achieve basic necessities in life. The smiles on the faces of these children is much more valuable than any other business metric. Through Gems NFT, we managed to use emerging tech and multi-channel media approach to help my nephew and so many other kids express their creativity and shape their character for the society. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation is Vim.
Yeah, it's Hi, can you confirm if you can see my screen and not the notes?
Yes, yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, great. Hello, jury and fellow marketeers. Before we look at a case, let's start with a fun exercise, shall we? I'm going to give you all some cues, and all you need to do is visualize the protagonist for the ad. Simple, right? Let's go. A cooking oil brand. A sleek pressure cooker brand. And what about Kitchen King, Hoya, Garam Masala? Okay, I guess everyone understands the point that I'm trying to land here. While the industry has made men the protagonist of so-called big responsibilities, it has repeatedly associated women with household chores. Even a UNICEF study shows that Indian ads reinforce gender bias and stereotypes. Vim Liquid wins on mind measure scores such as spontaneous awareness and top-of-mind recall, while consistently delivering gender-neutral narratives around dishwashing. But when a recent market study showed category saturation with similar-looking yellow liquids with little to no differentiation between all these brands, Vim wanted to really grab people's attention while staying true to its purpose of democratizing chores. So the brand launched Vim Black, a limited edition dishwashing product for men. But now here's the catch. It was the same yellow liquid, just in a different packaging. Today, we'll see how Vim dished out a multi-platform tongue-in-cheek campaign that ignited conversations around gender disparity in the kitchen with contextual delivery and a touch of innovation. Let's take a look at how the brand got everyone talking about dishwashing.
Today, Indian men are crusaders of gender equal initiatives. But over 600 million Indian women still face an age-old stereotype in their own homes. A problem that goes unnoticed as it is deep-rooted in the Indian society. Vim, a leading dishwash brand of India, believes that dishwashing is not just a woman's job. The brand launched Vim Black for Men, a satirical campaign that addressed gender inequity in the kitchen. But that alone wouldn't get men to the sink. Men doing the dishes had to be normalized. So, Vim hacked their daily routine. A cheeky TVC and 20-second films ran on TV, OTT and social platforms. And while it packed quite a punch, that was just the beginning. We noticed that like dishwashing, women take up another task by default. The home assistant. Vim developed a male voice skill to address all dishwashing issues by men.
I know you were expecting Alexa, but a man speaking about dishwashing is sexy, isn't it?
A chic Vim Black calendar was made to remind men to do the dishes all year long. The fridge, that's only a couple of meters away from the kitchen sink, became a smart spot to plant quirky dishwashing reminders for men. On social platforms, influencers unboxed the Vim Black kit with great excitement and supported the initiative. These messages, hidden in plain sight, sparked conversations around gender disparity that broke the internet. And all this from a boring and archaic category like dishwashing. Now let that sink in.
The campaign's mission was to make dish duty cool. Vim did not want to sound preachy or start any kind of social reform movement. Defining a solid target audience, that's urban Indian men aged between 18 to 35, Vim Black strategically identified the channels where they commonly reside. The aim was to deliver the message while packing a punch. The tongue-in-cheek video featuring Milind Soman and 2 snappy 20-second digital films called out the post-bragging culture by men. It was deployed on Voot, OTT, Meta, and YouTube. Shattering stereotypes, Vim handed over the mic to Milind. And this time, by simply saying, Alexa, activate Vim Black mode, or OK Google, talk to Vim Black, men received cheeky dishwashing advice from the man himself. On digital, e-com listings, 20-second films, influencer collaborations, and digital PR, everything came together to break the internet. The innovative multi-platform activations over-delivered on brand and business metrics. Within just 45 hours of the launch, the campaign generated over 10,000 social conversations around dishwashing. Over 22,000 purchases within 2 to 3 hours of the launch. And most importantly, Vim saw a 310 bips increase in share of endorsement metrics for has more attractive packaging than other brands. Interestingly, Alexa also launched a male voice skill in India 2 months after the Vim Black campaign. But we're just glad that we did it first. The campaign really turned the dishwashing scene on its head, triggering a buzz that could not be ignored. The multi-platform activations truly ensured that a dull category like dishwashing captured everyone's attention around the topic of gender disparity at home. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation is Tata Sal.
Hi everyone, I'm just presenting my screen. Is the presentation visible?
We can see your note.
You can see your note. Okay. Sorry. Is it still the same?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Still we
You
can
can
see
see
the
the
notes.
presentation, right?
We can see the notes.
I don't know what is happening. I'm really sorry for that. Is it better? Is it right now? No, still?
Still we can see the notes.
Really sorry. That. Is it better?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. I really apologize for the same. I'll start my presentation.
Yes, go ahead. Your time starts now. All the best.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Sakshi, and today I'm here to share a journey of thought-provoking questions, presenting Har Sawal Uthega. Tata Salt Desh Ka Namak is one of the India's leading brands. With a market share of 31%, it is a testimony to the equity and loyalty built over the last 40 years. In 2022, the brand took over the steepest price hike ever, resulting in volume loss. While ongoing regular campaigns were checking all boxes in terms of driving reach, we still saw a drop in volume sales. This made us dig deeper. Past Triple M studies have shown brand consideration parameters like trust and relevance have a direct impact on brand volumes. Therefore, driving consideration through brand love was the need of the hour. Our core target consumer is a mother, a woman. When delving into a mother's priorities, children and their upbringing takes precedence. We surveyed 1,000 such mothers, and 99% believed that their children were curious, whereas 76% believed that they lacked opportunities. We wanted to provide them with this opportunity. We wanted to give a voice to their questions and their opinions. Questions about their future, about the society, the culture, our norms, and about the nation. We did not want them to hold back. We created Har Sawal Uthega, a platform empowering children to ask questions that we truly define the future of our society and our country. The cornerstone of our media solution was to create large-scale one-on-one conversations with mothers about the concerns, the ideas, and the questions of their children. Thus, we created a WhatsApp chatbot that would enable mothers to share questions, which would often leave her spellbound. The chatbot helped in building two-way conversation and message customization, helping us understand unique concerns and questions of the children. I'm sorry. To bring scale and diversity of the campaign, we also had to onboard multiple platforms, encouraging mothers across every nook and corner of our country. Let's have a look at the AV to see how we brought this to life.
My question is, why every caste not get same equal respect?
Simple questions posed by children have the power to truly define the future of our country. Through our campaign, Har Sawal Uthega, we wanted to provide these children with a platform to share their unfiltered thoughts and unbiased questions. Moms are often our first source of answers, and hence we equip the mothers with her most used media platform, WhatsApp. We created a personalized chatbot which helped her input those innocent yet powerful questions. The WhatsApp bot, for its ease and ubiquity, became our lead platform. We also customized Tata Salt packs and embedded them with QR codes for 4 different regions to aid easy participation. Considering the size of our brand, we had to onboard platforms that would help bring scale to the campaign. These platforms would serve as the campaign's entry point and help us build a seamless consumer journey. A powerful video featuring children asking thought-provoking questions were published on these platforms. Image extensions were added to introduce a visual element to augment the search text ads, enabling the users to click on the ad, leading to the WhatsApp bot and participate in the contest. To empower action, we partnered with 630 plus schools across 27 cities, reaching 5.3 lakh children together. From social to news platforms used to drive participation. Radio jockeys across 7 cities visited schools and also encouraged children through their social media handles and radio to participate by voicing their thoughts and questions. Prominent mom influencers helped garner social engagement and chatter. The campaign was culminated on Republic Day to drive the change we were aiming for. HT website was roadblocked, where we showcased children's questions along with their name and city dynamically, where people from Patna could see Princey's name, thus bringing a sense of pride for both the child and their mother. Additionally, each of these participating children were awarded with a certificate, encouraging them to sustain their passion and drive a change. The campaign buzzed when leading celebrities like Manoj Bajpayee, Sanjeev Kapoor, and socially active brands like Zomato, Swiggy, Blinkit also participated. Hashtag Har Sawal Uthega trended at number 2 on Twitter on Republic Day, demonstrating the campaign's ability to drive nationwide conversation. The impact extended beyond the campaign. Schools confirmed that conversations around previously taboo topics like menstruation would be encouraged and incorporated into the curriculum.
The campaign aided 8% growth in primary volumes, exceeding benchmarks of the last 3 years, and improved penetration by 70 BPS. We witnessed growth across key top parameters, but our most important feat lies in the fact that we received 80,000 questions across 100 plus cities. We ensured all questions are treated with equal importance, and hence, questions asked by these children were addressed by key policy makers, including IAS and IPS officers. Leading media outlets recognized our campaign for the social impact we created. Our social media presence improved by 141%. Most importantly, we were able to address all the tasks we set out to achieve. One single campaign cut across the diversity of our country while ensuring that we ignited 1 million more minds and demonstrating that brands with purpose will lead societal change. Well, this is just the beginning. Let us inspire more children to question the status quo, sparking their curiosity and shaping a better future. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Next presentation, Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
Yeah. Is the screen visible and am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'll be presenting the case study for Dark Fantasy, fulfilling over 1 million fantasies. Just a little background to how this campaign came into being. Dark Fantasy struggled with a stagnant market penetration of 3% and a lack of engagement and conversations within its consumers, despite it being a top quality cookie and investing millions in its ads. Now, to bridge that engagement gap, we needed somebody who is equally engaging to drive these conversations, and thus entered Mr. Shah Rukh Khan. Now, the brand's new proposition is Har Dil Ki Fantasy, which is every heart's fantasy. And who better than him who embodies that within him in the living being that he is India's biggest Har Dil Ki Fantasy that we know of. And I'm sure everybody on this call will also agree to it. So with him, we created 2 TV commercials, which were to build deeper connect with the audience by introducing them to a new fantasy world with SRK, where he was fulfilling their fantasies with the Dark Fantasy cookie. Now, to get people to know about this new campaign, we strategically utilized multiple platforms like YouTube and OTTs to attain both widespread visibility and relevance amongst distant audience categories, which led to NCCS-A audience in the Northwest and East and NCCS-AB audience in South states targeted, and everyone's SRK fantasy was rekindled with over 33 million views that we received for these TVCs. Now, just rekindling these SRK fantasies wasn't enough for the fans. They wanted more. They started commenting and sharing that I wish I could be like the protagonist in the TVC being pampered by SRK. I wish I could share the screen with SRK. So, जैसे कहते हैं ना, जब किसी चीज को आप शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात जुट जाती है उसे आपसे मिलाने में. That's what exactly happened. This led to a germ of an idea for us, and which translated into a groundbreaking innovation that gave everyone the opportunity to feature in their own dark fantasy ad with SRK using generative AI, which the campaign is called as hashtag my fantasy ad with SRK. And people experienced it, loved it, and shared it on social media left, right, and center throughout the process of the making. And now people like me, including bigger influencers like Tanmay Bhatt that you can see out here from different regions, influencers jumped onto it. Some were activated, largely were organic, and everybody wanted to be a part of it and fulfill their fantasy of sharing the screen with their favorite star. And everybody couldn't stop talking about it, like how you can see on the screen. We further promoted it on Facebook, Twitter, now X, and Instagram, and gave it a performance-driven boost to get more people to participate on the AI platform. All of this led to an overwhelming response where more than 96 million video views were garnered, more than 1+ million personalized ads were created, and it also led to the brand's little fantasy of that stagnant market penetration being increased by 25% and 41% increase in purchase intent. Now, a fun fact about this fantasy was that more than 65,000 users made their personalized ad on the day of the launch, which led to the website being crashed, but we were up and running again, and we made it as the most viral campaign of the year. And it also trended on Twitter, now X, for almost 8 hours with no negative comments on it. And as you can see, it was covered by a lot of leading publications in the country. Now let's have a look at how Dark Fantasy became Har Dil Ki Fantasy by fulfilling millions of fantasies of Indians, which is featuring with SRK in an ad.
What's the remedy when a premium cookie brand with top-notch quality and a decade of celebrity endorsements finds itself locked in a 3% market penetration stalemate? The challenge wasn't the product, but the lack of conversation around it. Enter Shah Rukh Khan, the timeless icon of fantasy.
आ रहा हूं मैं हर दिल की फैंटेसी पूरी करने.
Dark Fantasy's Fantasy of Every Heart was a campaign that leveraged Khan's universal appeal to ignite brand love and talkability by making them a part of the ad. a groundbreaking generative AI innovation that allowed consumers to create personalized dark fantasy ad with Shah Rukh Khan.
Pretty wild, no? To see you in an ad with Shah Rukh. I love it.
This wasn't merely advertising. It was an invitation to engage, share, and celebrate their love for dark fantasy in the most personalized way imaginable.
मेरा ऐड लबने क्या बुआड़ा
शाहरुख खान के साथ मैंने ऐड किया है
The campaign turned the audience into active brand storytellers. Over 1 million personalized fantasy videos were generated and shared by the audiences, sparking a wildfire of social media conversations. Results were transformative. A surge in purchase intent, market penetration, and brand engagement. Dark fantasy turned a challenge into a historic success, leveraging Gen AI innovation and strategic celebrity collaboration. It reinforced the brand's position not just as a cookie, but as a cherished part of daily moments and dreams.
Are you ready?
Yeah, so if you haven't yet tried it, I urge you to try it and fulfill your fantasy too. Thank you.
Next presentation.
Hello.
Cadbury 5-star, 5 stars everywhere.
Just wanted to check, am I visible?
Yes.
Just give me a moment to set it up. Yeah. I hope my screen is visible and the script is not.
Yeah.
Okay. So just let me know when to start and I'll go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, your time starts now. All the best.
Thanks. Good afternoon, esteemed jury members. That was one noticeable campaign, but imagine the cost of getting SRK on board with generative AI just to get noticed. Well, been there, done that. But here's a campaign that achieved everything and more by doing nothing. Let's start with a quick eye test. Tell me what's the one common thing you see on all the apps here. Go ahead. Take a moment to soak it in, because by the end of this presentation, I'll ask you the same question again, and I bet you will see something different. Well, starting with a small introduction. In a world filled with hustle and bustle, Cadbury 5-star is a brand that reminds Gen Z that it's okay to hit the pause button and embrace the art of doing nothing. With some of our past campaigns, we've successfully inspired Gen Z and even Google to do nothing. And believe it or not, we've come a long way. And hence, our next campaign wasn't for our audience to do nothing, but a reminder for us as a brand to live the brand philosophy and do nothing. In the festive season of 2022, when every brand was trying to outshine the others, Cadbury 5-star, amidst the chaos, wanted to stand out by doing nothing. Our TG, the digital savvy Gen Zs, are not just buyers, but researchers who consider the infamous online 5-star rating system as a hallmark of trust. Suddenly, like a golden wrapper in a sea of silver, came a eureka moment. We realized, oh, wait, 5-star was already everywhere, in the form of the 5-star rating icon on every other app. Suddenly, the new 5-star logo became an active part of the digital landscape. So what next? We simply tweaked our packaging to resemble the omnipresent 5-star symbol. Genius, aren't we? But what if we tell you that was just the beginning? We began our media approach by seeding our connection into every consumer's mind, right from YouTube masthead to Disney Plus Hotstar billboard. We took over high-impact properties, making the unmissable for anyone and everyone. But just talking about 5-star being everywhere wasn't enough. We wanted to truly walk the talk and bring the 5-star magic to life. So we decided to take over the untouched media inventory on apps that people use every day and create a special 5-star connection with a disclaimer stating that any resemblance to Cadbury 5-star's new logo is purely coincidental. Not to forget, we infiltrated 1,000 most used apps like Swiggy, Dunzo, and Paytm without spending a single penny.
A new logo, now a doppelganger of the five-star icon, was everywhere, from food delivery to online shopping apps. Some brands caught us red-handed and decided to take a dig at us, only to realize that they are giving us more earned PR. Thanks, folks. Within no time, the internet started buzzing with our wacky and subconscious connection. And without any invitation, we got more than 15,000 suggestions from consumers to look out for our next packaging design. Some were even the flags of countries that should not be named. So we thought if there are so many people already noticing five stars across the globe, why not find a way to reward them? Thus, a microsite was born for those masters of nothingness to come identify five stars and get rewarded. We didn't just stop at apps. We disrupted and found our way into the FIFA World Cup fever with a clever logo tweak, and all without spending a single penny on traditional ads or sponsorships. Our digital ads humorously declared this is not a five-star ad, yet everyone was talking about five-star. We also found a crazy five-star lookalike in every Indian household. Obviously, we had to take it over. A campaign that started with a simple observation turned into a national sensation and got us earned PR worth $3.3 million. Talking about numbers, we witnessed a humongous 58% increase in sales compared to the previous year. Social media buzzed with 71% positive sentiments. We garnered 1.2 billion organic impressions and 6,600 plus mentions on X. To sum it up, we turned touch points into talking points, engaging our audience in conversations about doing nothing yet achieving everything. Here's a glimpse of how we did it.
Chocolate brands spend a fortune on flashing their logos on thousands of apps. How can Cadbury 5-star compete with that? Simple. For the first time in decades, we tweaked our logo. Now every time an app asks for a rating, you'll see our logo for free. Does that make this the biggest ad campaign in history? Some apps didn't take it lying down. At the start of the World Cup, we changed our logo again for a spot that no brand can afford.
And Brazil take the lead. We're not allowed to name our main ambassador. Oh, oops.
It's Neymar! And we changed it again to hijack the mandatory sticker found on every refrigerator in India. Why stop there? We're going after every set of 5 stars on the planet. And the internet has some ideas for us. Thousands of them.
Well, now that you've seen the campaign, let's revisit that question from the beginning. So tell me, what's the one common thing you see on all these apps now? Has anything changed? Well, thank you for your time. My presentation is done, but if you're still seeing 5-star everywhere, trust me, it's not a coincidence. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next presentation, Ultratexin.
Audible and visible?
Yes.
So let us know when we can start.
Yeah, you can start. All the best.
Great, thank you. So,
Hello, judges. I'm presenting Mauka 8 here.
बस वही कर, मैं कोई दूसरा प्रोफेशनल हायर कर लूंगा। गो।
सत्तू सुपारी को और एक मौका दो प्लीज। अब की बार पूरी तैयारी के साथ जाऊंगा।
जाएगा?
हाँ।
तो जा।
Well, सत्तू सुपारी को घर में घुसने का मौका शायद दोबारा मिल जाए, लेकिन घर बनाने का मौका मिलना सिर्फ एक बार होता है। Well, judges, 90% of Indians build their dream home only once in their lifetime. It's a sense of pride, identity, and badge of competence for 7 million independent home builders every year. Home building is not just a physical task, but an emotion that goes beyond materialistic elements like sand and cement to one's hard-earned money, lifelong savings, reputation, and dream of a perfect home. Well, the cement category's narrative always focused on functional aspects like durability, longevity, exaggerated claims of strength. Every brand says the same thing. This leaves home builder extremely confused and perplexed. Well, as a category leader, Ultratech chose not to add to their confusion, but give them direction. We created an alert mechanism for IHP to not compromise on the quality of cement and to sensitize them to choose India's #1 cement, that's Ultratech. So for this, we created a 5-stage strategy to enable our alert mechanism among our audience. Let me take you through each stage along with the innovations that we have explored here. Let me show you the AV for the details.
Building a home is an emotion, a sense of identity and pride for the individual home builder. However, little to no knowledge of this complex process leads to irreversible decisions, rework, and losses. Despite cement being the most crucial and irreversible component in home building, consumer relationship with cement is low involvement and purely transactional. With no perceptible differentiation amongst multiple cement brands, there was a need to instill trust and awareness among home builders and to sensitize them on the importance of choosing the right cement for their dream home. Ultratech, India's #1 cement, took the responsibility to redefine the category with the innovative campaign घर एक मौका एक, इसलिए सीमेंट भी देश का नंबर 1. Our strategy was to create an alert mechanism to reach home builders across multiple digital platforms where the stakes, receptiveness, and attention span of the consumers were high. Alert mechanism with blend of contextual communication and innovative format made it highly impactful. We brought this alive in 5 stages. A large-scale digital video launch with captivating brand message across social media and leading video streaming platforms with controlled reach and frequency by breaking the wall gardens with help of programmatic. Enhanced relatability by aligning Mauka 8 moments with cautionary scenes in widely viewed media. Leveraging insights from our IHB's consumption, we partnered with KBC.
तो जिंदगी में घर बनाने का, हॉट सीट पर आने का और अपनी पहचान बनाने का मौका एक ही बार मिलता है.
Asian Games.
He is India's #1 hope. All eyes on Neeraj Chopra as he runs through. He does it.
News channel.
कुछ चुनाव का मौका जिंदगी में सिर्फ एक बार ही आता है.
And PKL.
लेकिन घर बनाने का मौका आपको दूसरी बार नहीं मिलेगा.
Our hero was the strategic alliance with IPL 2023. As we know, cricket is a religion in India and IPL is India's #1 cricketing tournament. Relevant for our consumers, we partnered with Jio Cinema. Without being an on-ground sponsor, we integrated our brand in live commentary.
जैसे घर बनाने का एक मौका मिलता है, वैसे ही मिलता है एक मौका इतिहास बनाने का.
Scorecards, real-time chat boards during critical moments with Mauka 8 communication. Launched industry-first innovation in moment marketing where we integrated sports API with DV360 and Meta, and integrate real-time sports updates with contextual communication of Mauka 1 on social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and ShareChat, news and entertainment websites, and top OTTs like Jio Cinema, Hotstar, Z5, Sony Live, and MX Player. Contextual Mauka 1 message on Mumbai Indians Live with the first of its kind association in category. We also identified Mauka 1 moments on high affinity utility apps, payment apps, shopping apps, gaming apps, and OTT apps, and strategically placed Mauka 1 at highly receptive and attentive moments in their day-to-day life. Home building is a conversational journey. We became a part of these conversations online. We employed voice recognition technology to engage in real-time conversations. And through AI-enabled keyboards, we seamlessly integrated Mauka 1 stickers and notifications on messenger apps into the ongoing dialogue. Fifth and last phase to reach the unreachable. Majority of rural markets are still media-light. Ultra Tech reached these audiences across mobile OBD and music streaming apps in voice of their favorite actor, Ravi Kishan.
बड़े इरादों का घर है बनाना, तो बाबू रवि किशन से ये किस्सा सुन के जाना.
Executed on a scale as wide as the brand itself. The results were transformative.
So this is how Ultratech not only redefined the cement category, but also successfully established the importance of choosing the right cement. And that's Ultratech. Thank you, judges.
Thank you. Next presentation, Sunfeast Mom's Mic.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
The presentation is visible?
Yes, you haven't shared the screen sound.
Oh, sorry. Just give me a second. How about now?
Still, you haven't shared the sound. If you have a video, it won't be able to play.
Just give me a second.
Are you using the Google browser?
Yes, I'm actually correct. I'm actually using the Chrome.
Yeah. Can you install Zoom and do that? Because if you are sharing, sound from Google browser, you will be muted automatically by the Zoom.
Oh, okay. Then it might take some time for me to just quickly.
Yeah, you can come back later.
Okay.
After this next presentation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next presentation, luminous inverter and battery.
Hi. Allow me some time to set up, please.
Sure.
I hope I'm audible and the screen is visible in full.
Yes.
So I'm ready. Let me know when I can start.
Yeah, you can start. All the best.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Mehreen Zeba, and today I'm proud to be presenting to you the second leg of Luminous Inverter's Bijli Gul campaign, Power Off, Luminous On. 28 crore. That is the number of households in India, as per the NSO survey 2020. 97% of those are electrified. That does sound impressive, isn't it? However, more than 50% of Indian households face
up to 4 hours of power outages every day. Power cuts significantly impact the daily lives of an average Indian, disrupting all essential services and activities that we take for granted. Children's studies, our daily household activities, or even the functioning of our necessary appliances. We cannot imagine life without electricity. Now, if we compare any Indian urban households' ownership of appliances, it is upwards of 50%. All appliances that work on electricity. Yet, power backup solutions are penetrated less than 5%. Our proprietary consumer research indicates that the purchase of power backup is the least of priorities for consumers. The decision to purchase an inverter often occurs during power outages, only to be forgotten once the electricity is restored. Also, findings reveal that people are more attentive when they're facing a problem and are more receptive to relevant solutions when they are in the middle of a challenging situation. That is, when they are facing the zero moment of truth. Hence, it was imperative for us to identify our most receptive moments, the zero moments of truth wherein people are experiencing the problem of power outages. We believed problems are opportunities. Every time there's a power outage in the country, it is the perfect opportunity for Luminous to demonstrate our power backup solutions. And thus was born the idea of Power Off, Luminous On, Luminous Bijli Gul campaign. Our approach to capture users at the zero moment of truth was twofold, capturing the real-time moments and leveraging the contextual signals. This was backed by a multi-format, multi-platform deployment. Moments were powered by a proprietary API, the Bijli Gul API, based on real-time power cuts data through Urja Mitra website, personalized ads served basis that, and even OBD calls to reach out to Tier 3 and Tier 4 towns. The contextual signals, audio fingerprinting using the most natural reactions to power cuts, अरे यार बिजली चली गई, अरे फिर से लाइट गई, and even the switching on of torch on mobile phones. Let's have a look at the AV now to see how the whole campaign came to life.
India has achieved a 96% household electrification. However, power outages still impact 50% of these households. Even then, the inverter penetration was just 4%. Luminous, the top and the most respected inverter brand in India, recognized this as a big opportunity. We identified a crucial insight. People feel the need to purchase inverters, batteries and UPS during a power outage, but often forget about it once the power is restored. Building on this, we crafted Bijli Gul, Luminous On. The idea was to engage people with Luminous Inverters messages precisely when they were experiencing frustrations caused by a power outage. For this, we leveraged our first ever proprietary API, Bijli Gul, created with the power cut data from the Urja Mitra website. The API pulled power cut data at a pin code level. After real-time data cleansing, the Bijli Gul API transmitted outage information on a pin code-wise basis to the demand-side platform for activating advertisements. By implementing dynamic creative optimization, users idling on their smartphone during a power outage received personalized Luminous Inverters ads in English, Hinglish and vernacular language. Along with this, mobile notifications were triggered through audio fingerprinting technology. So, whenever users mention key terms like power cut, Bijli Gai, etc., they received Luminous notifications. Furthermore, whenever people use their mobile's torchlight, we send them our notifications. For Tier 3 and 4 towns facing frequent power cuts and limited media exposure, we connected through an innovative phone call.
कहीं अंधेरे में खुशी के पल खो न जाए.
This is how we use moment signals. We leveraged our proprietary Bijli Gul API to create personalized ads based on users' location and language. Additionally, triggering OBD calls during power cuts in media dark areas ensured maximum outreach. For contextual signals, we utilized torch activation signal and audio fingerprinting technology to deliver notifications seamlessly during power cuts. Let's shed some light on the results. Over 79 million users reached across 1,097 towns in India during power cuts. 1.5 million mobile notifications delivered. Over 212,000 OBD answered calls. 1.7 million website visits. But more than that, we empowered India and Indians to keep going during the power cut.
And the real validation of the effectiveness of the campaign was the impact it brought on the business. An impressive 11.2% sales uplift that was seen during the campaign period. Our approach this time was distinguished by its scale and refinement. From 1.0 with personalized ads in select locations to 2.0 when we scaled our campaign to a pan-India presence. We identified and leveraged additional touchpoints that included context signals of audio fingerprinting, torch activation, as well as OBD calls in media dark areas. And the journey continues. When the power is off, India switches on to luminous. Our pursuit of illuminating lives of Indians through innovation and outreach remains unwavering, and we will be back with a bigger and better Bijli Gul 3.0. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation. Luminous battery team, are you ready? Oh, sorry, Sunfeast Mom's Magic.
Yes, yes. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Can you confirm if the screen is visible?
No.
No? I need to actually share sound, right?
Yeah.
I've done that.
On the right corner, you will find share sound.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. We can't see the presentation still.
And I have clicked on the allow Zoom to share your screen as well. Just give me a second. Still not showing up?
No.
How about now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for the patience. I apologize for the inconvenience that happened. Shall I start?
Even now, you missed out to share the sound of your system. See, on the top, you have this. I
have found. Yeah. Give me a second.
Just
About
beside
now?
the screen, share screen, you have this option, arrow button, right? Up arrow button.
I have done that. If my screen is visible, so you can see there's a share sound here, which I have.
Yeah. Now yes, now it's done.
Now it's correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So while we've seen a lot of case studies as of now, which is, operating in the space of Valentine's Day, I think, many people have spoken about saying, number one, life with is no mocha. Here comes a case study, which actually is an amalgamation of all that, right? Because I wonder why people are not talking about the relationship that a mother and child probably has it, right? So I welcome you all to the case study presentation for Happiness is Right Next to You by Selfish Mom's Magic. I'm sure all of us are aware of the fact saying that, as we grow up, our parents also grow older, right? And we all of us need to spend time with them before it is too late, right? I mean, there's no point you regret later, right? Some of the modern challenges, I'm sure again, all of us belong to a corporate world, and then we all know seeing that how stressful our corporate lives are, right? And there is always stress every single day. The clients are giving you stress because you missed a deadline, or maybe let's say the product quality is not up to the standard, right? So what typically people tend up doing is that we spend time on social media, we play online games just to de-stress and relax instead of spending time with our family and appreciating the selfless love given by our mothers, right? Here is a stat that is a very alarming one. I mean, when you look at it, the blue line typically says that as we grow older, the time spent with our parents, our family actually reduces, and then the time spent on gadgets, right? It could be social media, could be playing game, could be checking emails, could be anything, right? Largely the gadget usage keeps increasing, right? And then this also yields a lot of stress. If you look at some Sunface Mom's Magic, they've been operating in this beautiful space of savoring relationship with a strong focus on mother and child bond, right? All their brand communications in last, I think, 2 or 3 years has been concentrated around the central theme of mother child, how to mother child bond, the relationship that both of them have. Their previous campaigns like No More Missed Calls with Mom, where Kareena Kapoor was one of the leading protagonists. I think they've been operating in that space for a very long time. Hence, the objective is that encourage every Indian to take a pledge to hug their mother more and spend quality time with her, which is something that somewhere has disappeared, right, as we keep going older. What was the innovation? It was a very simple yet effective. It was called as happiness hack experiment. To prove to the tech savvy consumers, Sunface Mom's Magic conducted this experiment called the happiness hack to understand the happiness level people experience when they actually hug their mothers, right? By attaching a brain tracking device to measure the surge in happiness when he hugs his mother, it revealed that hugging our mother is the most powerful stress reliever. To promote this experiment, they launched a campaign titled "Hug Her More." Right? It was very simple tagline, based on different media touch points, based on affinity index. We picked up YouTube and Hotstar because the brand film actually was a longer. It was a 4 minute long. So we picked up YouTube and Hotstar where the brand film actually could promote, followed by Meta and Twitter, which is X now. We further amplified with the use of celebrities, influencers, UGC across social media platforms. Celebrities like Bhavna Pandey, Aviz Darbar, and other all leading celebrities, created content that resonated with the cause. We also launched a social media contest, Then and How, where people across age groups uploaded picture from their childhood. Right? I'm sure all of us, when we were child, I'm sure all of us would have taken a picture with our mother, right? And then as against that, if you have taken a picture at the moment, right, when you actually have grown up, right, all people had to do, people had to upload those pictures on social media. The brand film actually was seeded in multiple WhatsApp groups. We picked up about 10,000, more than 10,000 WhatsApp groups and across different community pages on Meta. In terms of organic PR, right, a lot of these leading publications, I mean, obviously these are samples. A lot of the leading publications actually have picked up organic PR. Z News actually had created a lot of interviews and videos around the theme of, hug her more, saying that what value does a mother play in a child role, and how that sort of has disappeared when we sort of keep growing older, right? What it delivered, while we have seen saying that what was the idea, what was the solution, it is imperative to also know saying that how it has sort of resulted in your campaign, right? It was indeed a successful campaign. We delivered about 54 million, slightly more than 54 million video views on YouTube alone. Hotstar delivered another 20-25 million views, so close to about 80 odd million views we delivered in the overall campaign. And then the completion rate was 4 times higher than the benchmark. Celebrities like Bhavna Pandey, the one that she created and put it on her Instagram, delivered about 100 million views, which was the fourth most viewed content of 2023. Right? The contest that I've just spoken about, Then and How, received more than 22,000 participation just in a week, and most of them were actually organic. Right? We did not have to even pay a single penny to sort of get those participations. Now, impact on brand measures, last but not the least, because this is the most important point that we also wanted to address, seeing what is the lift, right? So we saw 10-point lift in purchase consideration, 20 points lift in the brand affinity across key markets, right? Now, just quickly, let's look at how the video how the entire, the case study unfolded.
Sun-Feast Mom's Magic Cookies believe in the power of relationships, especially the unbreakable bond between a mother and her child. In today's fast-paced world, stress levels are rising, and we often forget to appreciate the selfless love given by our mothers. To prove this to tech-savvy consumers, Sun-Feast Mom's Magic conducted the Happiness Hack experiment, measuring the surge in happiness when people hug their mothers. Look at that! The happiness level skyrocketed. This experiment became the talk of the town. To encourage every Indian to pledge to hug their mothers more and spend quality time with them, Sun-Feast Mom's Magic launched the #HugHerMore campaign. The brand film was promoted across leading digital platforms such as YouTube, Meta, Hotstar. Also explored connected TV as a device along with mobile and desktop. The campaign was further amplified using celebrities, influencers, user-generated content on WhatsApp and social communities. Celebrities like Bhavna Pandey or Weez Darbar became a part of our campaign journey and created videos for the same. We didn't stop there. We launched a contest to reminiscence the mother-child bond called #ThenAndNow on social media by recreating an old picture of you and your mother. The campaign became viral, encouraging people to look up from their phones and hug their mothers. The campaign was a success, with over 54 million views garnered on YouTube at a completion rate 4 times higher than the benchmark. Brand track data suggested a 10-point lift in purchase consideration and a 20-point lift in brand affinity across key markets among the consumers exposed to our campaign.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next presentation, Dow. Are you ready, Pratik?
Just give me a second, please.
Sure.
Share window not. Share window how?
You're on mute. Pratik, are you also using Google browser? You're on mute.
Yes, I am.
Are you using Google browser, not the
Yeah.
Zoom app?
Just
Can
one
you
second. I'm gonna try and do this through it's fine. Just 1 second.
If you're using Google browser, it automatically blocks your, it automatically mutes you whenever you share the sound of computer. You can install the Zooms by the time we will go ahead with the next presentation. When you share the sound of. Hello?
Yeah, I'm actually done. If you could just allow me 2 more seconds. Relax, relax. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Are you ready?
I am. Just let me put on my video.
Yeah. Your time starts now. All the best.
Okay, I hope you guys can see me, hear me, and I'm Clearly,
Yes.
man. Fantastic. Okay, after much technical trouble, hello, members of the jury. Today, I stand before you not to present a campaign, but a movement. One that turned every platform perpetuating unrealistic beauty ideals into tools for self-acceptance and inclusivity, encouraging people to reject archaic definitions of beauty. Indian women have always been judged for the color of their skin, the size of their hips, the length of their hair, the way they speak, walk, and carry themselves. The list is endless. Let me show you a few examples of how it's done.
कुछ ठीक नहीं होगा जब तक तुम्हारा वेट रिड्यूस नहीं होता कोई लड़का वड़का नहीं मिलने वाला तुम्हें मैं कोशिश कर रही हूँ ना नैना वो तो दिख ही रहा है
पढ़ी लिखी का अचार डालेंगे क्या काली कलूटी बहू नहीं ये शादी नहीं हो सकती ऐसी काली कलूटी बहू नहीं चाहिए मैं
मोटी सांड पता नहीं क्या क्या बुला रहा था अम्मा वो मुझे
तो हाँ गलत क्या कहा है नहीं का तू मोटी सांड नहीं
तू चुप कर
चिट्टियां कलाइयां वे ओ बेबी मेरी चिट्टियां कलाइयां वे चिट्टियां कलाइयां वे ओ बेबी मेरी वाइट कलाइयां वे.
So as you can see, we live in a country that has had a long-standing fascination with fair skin and slim waists, as can be seen in our movies, our daily soaps, heard in our music, propagated not just by influencers, celebrities, and filters, but one's own family and friends. Kalaiyan have to be chittiyan, nahi to shaadi kaise hogi, right? The beauty test starts at a shockingly young age for women. Near and dear ones make them feel small when they don't meet the beauty expectations of society, gravely impacting their self-esteem. It is a generational problem passed on from one mother to another to protect their daughters against judgments from the outside world. But in the process, they leave behind deep psychological trauma and body dysmorphia, which leads to every generation growing up with a very skewed idea of what beauty stands for and then passing it on to the next. This has resulted in young girls growing up with the perception that Eurocentric features are conventionally beautiful, and that's what they stand for, as can be seen in the filters used by them today. Every platform, be it TV, OTT, social media, or online communities, while trying to promote body positivity in silos, end up propagating these beauty stereotypes to the masses. Because awareness alone does not lead to action, and without action, society remains a viewer. Now, Dove, as a brand, has always been a champion of real beauty and educated millions of women about body positivity. But to break down a deep-rooted bias as this one, they needed to look beyond their co-consumers. So we broke down our audience into two: those who have endured beauty discrimination and those who continue to discriminate. We needed to enable both of these audiences to take action so that together we can all stop the beauty test before it begins. So we built a bridge between awareness, action, and sustenance by turning every single platform used to propagate toxic beauty standards into a woman's first line of defense. We identified multiple media opportunities and brought about real impact by turning filters used to self-edit into mirrors for self-acceptance, by transforming messaging apps used to body shame others into channels for self-reflection, by transcending mainstream publications into platforms for self-education. So let's dive deeper into how each of these platforms were activated.
Dove launched a campaign that told the real stories of 5 schoolgirls who were all put through the beauty test too young. While the film exposed this deep-rooted societal issue, bringing about a change in people's mindset would need a much deeper engagement. With Indian kids being the youngest to reach mobile maturity globally, these beauty tests have found their way into the billions of conversations they have online. To make these conversations more mindful of a young girl's self-esteem, Dove partnered with India's largest smart keyboard app to create a set of unique pop-up messages to alert users whenever they typed a body-shaming comment and made them think twice before they press send. To bring in more women to lend their voice to the cause, an interactive filter asked them a thought-provoking question. How old were you when you were first put through a beauty test? A question so relatable and compelling that it made hundreds of thousands of women come out and share their stories. Women-centric communities and purposeful platforms like She the People and Humans of Bombay joined the conversation, by sharing inspiring stories of women who have overcome beauty biases. This integrated approach across media channels influenced millions of interactions to be more mindful towards a young girl's self-esteem. As beauty tests across the country reduced, the brand love grew. Top publications recognized Dove's efforts and further echoed its message on TV sets across the country. Above all, Dove sparked a revolution to stop beauty tests and start building beauty confidence in young girls.
So, as you saw, our strategic approach ensured that Dove's message not only echoed in every home, but in the hearts of every Indian. The platforms that once defined how society perceives beauty now became a force for positive change, encouraging people to reject archaic definitions of beauty and stop the beauty test once and for all. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Are we done with the presentations?
No, we have one more presentation.
Okay.
Last one to
Cadbury celebrations.
Hi, I am just sharing my screen. Allow me a minute.
Okay.
Share sound. Can you guys see the full screen?
Yes.
Okay, just give me a second. And I hope you can still see the full screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm ready to start. Let me know when I can go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead. All the best.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Pratik, and I'm here to tell you how Cadbury Celebrations use the power of digital platforms to transform their boxes into shops for shopless. Chocolates are usually an impulse buy meant for self-indulgence. However, Cadbury Celebrations is different as it thrives on occasions and festivals, with over 40% of the annual business coming from Diwali every year. The Diwali of 2022 was very special, as it was the first year of celebrations after the pandemic muted it for 2 years. But a lot had changed since the pandemic. The pandemic accelerated the process of digital adoption, with our TVs becoming smart TVs, our wallets becoming digital wallets, and we all know how commerce got quicker across categories. Digital marketplace was also exploding, making it imperative for us to drive preference for Cadbury celebrations for Diwali gifting. And we realized that while we were gearing up for Diwali sales, there was also someone for whom Diwali was not just 40 or 50% of their sales. For them, Diwali was the source of their livelihood, a livelihood that had been on the pause for the last 2 years. Familiar faces, right? Diwali was never complete without purchasing diyas or rangoli colors from them. But do you remember seeing them for the past 2 years? They were right there on the streets. It's just that we started looking for diyas and colors on our mobile phones. The lockdown had given these hawkers a bigger punch than what we could imagine. The economy was recovering, but not for the hawkers, as they had to start all over. The online Goliaths were winning with the consumers because they were used to the convenience. But for hawkers, their physical stores were defined by the local authorities. So forget being discoverable, they didn't even have a shop to begin with. Our brand stood for generosity, and we realized that in this digital world, how can hawkers even be discoverable online if they didn't even have a shop? So it was once again a time for us to go beyond just selling a product and stand for something more purposeful. And thus, we converted the millions of square feet of real estate on Cadbury Celebrations packs into virtual shops for the shopless. We enabled this act of generosity with a simple 3-step consumer journey. Once the user bought the pack and scanned the QR code, they just had to enter the hawker's name, number, and a few product photos, and the hawker's virtual store was ready to be discovered, quicker than a quick commerce delivery. The campaign's success hinged on two things: getting the hawkers enlisted, and then, of course, ensuring that we drive traffic to their stores to enable sales. So we scheduled the media in 2 phases. In the first phase, we focused on onboarding hawkers as we designed and planned a high decibels campaign, including cricket. This was to ensure maximum shops are open at least a week prior to Diwali to help them capitalize on the festive demand. And in the second phase, we set it up to aid the discovery of these virtual stores within their localities. With the hyper-personalized media deployment of the creative assets through the pin code mapping, we drove traffic to their stores and amplified media across the funnel with heavy content integrations to motivate viewers to gift an ad or shop from the hawkers close by, restoring the sense of community in every neighborhood. Allow us to take you through the journey.
After 2 years of muted festivities, India's biggest festival, Diwali celebrations were making a comeback. Hawkers are everywhere, but they don't belong anywhere. Lack of permissions and a permanent shop pushes them to move around a lot, affecting their business.
जहाँ जगह मिलती है वहीं दुकान लगा लेते हैं। 15 दिन की कमाई दिवाली में जो होता है, इस दिन पूरा साल चलाना पड़ता है।
Cadbury Celebrations, shops for shopless. We converted every Cadbury Celebrations pack into a shop for hawkers. An online shop where hawkers can now display their Diwali items without the hassle of looking for a physical space. A safe, permanent space to connect with customers freely. How did we do it? The QR code took you to the online platform where you could locate hawkers nearby. People were also requested to enlist hawkers near them. The campaign started the conversation to create shops for the shopless. The activity was covered on India's most popular primetime shows by the biggest Bollywood stars.
shopsforshopless.com पे लॉगिन कीजिए।
ये इनिशिएटिव उन्हें और उन जैसे कई सारे फेरी वालों को मदद करेगा।
India reacted to the campaign, showing their support for the initiative.
Cadbury is providing these shopless hawkers with their first permanent shop. How, you ask?
The campaign aims to empower and support the ones who don't own a permanent shop.
Millions of people shopped from hawkers across the country and helped them set up shops on Cadbury shopsforshopless.com.
He told me I was his first customer. I inaugurated his online shop. Felt good.
I did online marketing with hawkers. मजा आ गया।
पहली बार बिना टेंशन का अच्छा धंधा हो गया।
अब कोई भी कस्टमर हमें आसानी से ढूंढ सकता है।
दिवाली अगर ऐसे ही दुकान लगाने का मौका मिले तो बहुत बढ़िया होगा।
Cadbury Celebrations, shops for shopless.
The campaign drove an increase in consideration, imagery scores, and even a 20% revenue growth. But then, that is not what this campaign was made for. 3,500 hawkers got their stores. With 3.2 million scans, we had over 1 million unique shoppers registered. We used the same digital platforms that kept people from going to the hawkers to now bringing hawkers to the people. We stayed true to our purpose and enabled the act of generosity amongst all of us. We converted a simple act of gifting into a helping hand for the ones in need, to ensuring everyone had a happy Diwali indeed. So this Diwali, do shop from the hawkers close by. Thank you.
Big thank you to all the presenters. Big thank you to all the jury members for spending time, and presenters giving all those lovely inputs and insights and great presentations that you have executed. Well, from the Ad Club side, I would like to ask some of the jury members, how was the experience of this online presentations and the round 2 judging? Not making any reference to a particular case study or singling out any particular project. I'm just asking from the technology standpoint and the type of experience that you've had so far.
I think it's been exciting, and it's shown the tremendous breadth of ideas that are possible. You know, we are living in an age where almost everything seems to have been done before, and despite that, there are new ways of communicating, new platforms for reaching out to consumers. And I also found it interesting that a lot of the brands did initiatives and projects which were not necessarily directly related to sales, but they created certain amount of goodwill, and the associations and the initiatives helped the brands get viewed more favorably by consumers. and clearly that has eventually led to some growth in their revenue. Whether it's directly correlated one-to-one with the initiative, one cannot be absolutely certain, because sales happen or don't happen for a variety of reasons. But a lot of brands taking on causes which have then become properties of the brand and help to soften the equities is an interesting way of moving forward compared to traditional approaches like 20% off or 1+1, which is what everybody takes recourse to when times are bad. So this has been an education for me too.
Thank you, Mr. Ezekiel. Who else? Anybody else?
Well, thank you so much, Bipin and team, for organizing a very seamless session. I think it was very, very good from a tech point of view. Ran very, very smoothly and was very organized. Of course, a lot of power-packed stuff in a short period of time. So they were quick, very interesting presentations, I must say, some of them. Good thing also is that some of them also reflected on some consistency. So they were, working on some common or consistent campaigns, but having some newer executions and some elements of digital innovation that they were showing and bringing through. Also good to see some of the metrics also coming through. Yeah, was a very good experience. I mean, always interesting on Emvies. Thank you.
And always interesting to have people like you on board, sir. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Pleasure is ours too. Thank you.
Vipin, I appreciate it year on year. I think I've seen the journey. I had the good fortune to be associated with Emvies for quite some time now. And I think the way we keep time, the way every presenter respects that, I think every year I point this out that this is unique in this particular award presentation. Really, really appreciate that. It was pretty smooth. And I think building on what Chandan said, so some of us who might be associated for some time, maybe just a food for thought, we might want to look at, season 1, season 2, season 3 kind of campaigns and purely fresh campaigns, maybe, because we are now seeing a lot of campaigns which are now growing bit by bit rather than being a completely fresh idea. So just a food for thought.
Thank you, Sanchita. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hi, Bipin and everyone else. For me,
Hi,
first
Deepak.
time on this platform, but I should say it was seamless, absolutely seamless. It was to the time. And the entries were like all of them, shortlisted entries were bang on. If I have to say somebody scored less than 50, I would say no. In a way, I'm saying so. They were all like very well shortlisted. They were relevant. And the pitch presentation was also kind of consistent. It was giving complete view of what was done, what was the impact. So all put together, very well done. Vipin, congratulations to the team.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you. Pleasure.
Vipin ji, hello, long time.
Hi.
Yeah. So it was great. I mean, I've been, this is my first time at Emvies. I've been a regular at Effies. So in that sense, it was a interesting experience. I'd say one good thing about some of the cases that I saw today was that hearteningly, technology is still being used as a context and not as, the pitch that you'd want to make. So I think that's quite good to see where brands are still holding on to their ethos and their positioning while leveraging technology to be able to kind of deliver that extra mile rather than just, use it because it's out there. So I think that was quite interesting. Beyond, of course, the other jury members have already added. And
Thank you, Melissa.
You and Smita and the office, they've been on their feet all through the last few days. So thank you so much for constantly being there and looking out for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Malika. What a pleasure to see you again.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think we conclude the session, and thanks for your time. Thanks for your efforts. Thanks to the